Hi everybody and welcome back to another action figure review. It's been a while, but now I'm back with this figure that is not completely new, but the next review is of a yet unreleased figure. More on that later. In this review, I'm going to focus on the Return of the Living Dead 1/6 scale Tarman. The figure was released last year, and it comes in this rather nice box with box art on the outside and the inside, and the favorite line of Tarman, brains. And as you can see on the box, this zombie character is from Return of the Living Dead. And here we have Tarman out of the box, and it's an unusual type of zombie. Tarman has been exposed to the trioxin poison in the movie, and he's been locked away in a barrel, and when he escapes, he is black and slimy and gross and looks more or less like this. Treat Studio has tried to replicate the Tarman look, mostly with the sculpt, but also with the torn pants and straps, and a slimy look. The upper part of the body is mostly sculpted, as well as the head, and then we have his pants with sculpts underneath. Tarman doesn't come with a lot of accessories. We get two things that comes with the figure. First, an alternative head sculpt, and that's nice. You can create some of the different looks from the movies. Both head sculpts have articulated jaws, and when you open the jaw, you can see the tongue inside, and that is movie accurate. And here the head sculpt with the open mouth and the tongue as well. And it's very nice to have an extra head sculpt, and they are really easy to change. Then we have brains. And Tarman, as far as I remember, doesn't really have any brains around in the movies, but it's a cool accessory to have the brain and to display the figure holding the brain. We don't get any extra hands or any figure stand, so there is not a hand that really can hold the brain. But if you work a little with it, like I try to do here, you can just put the brain into the hands of Tarman and he will hold it. So when I look at this figure, I think that it looks a bit comic-like, maybe a bit exaggerated and maybe even cheap. But on the other hand, it looks exactly like the movie, and Return of the Living Dead is a comedy, more or less. And the zombies in that particular movie, they are quite different than in most other zombie movies. So I am satisfied with the look of Tarman, and if you want movie-accurate figures, I guess you will be as well. So let's look at the articulation. The head is really, really good articulated, and you can create some dynamic and crazy movie-accurate poses. The arms and hands move as well. There are no joints on the middle section of the body, but there is a decent leg and knee articulation. And finally, we have the feet articulation, and that one enables you to balance the figure and get it into deep stances, crawling poses, and whatever Tarman would do. All in all, the articulation is really fine. So let's compare Tarman to some other figures. First, a size comparison next to a TB League figure. And the size here is more or less the same. They fit perfectly together, even though they are from different worlds. And then another figure from the world of horror, Michael Myers, and they also fit perfectly in scale. So you will be able to pose Tarman with any other 1/6 scale figures you own. Tarman is not the most expensive figure you can find, and it's also not the best figure. Some of the criticism I have heard is that it looks cheap, and it's really not a figure where you get accessories or some extra stuff with it. And I can understand the criticism, but again, as I said before, well, to me, the figure looks like the movie counterpart, and I think Treat Studios has tried to include some extras to sweeten up this figure a bit. Most important, the extra head sculpt here, and I will just see if I can, yeah, there it is, with two different looks. And Tarman is a exaggerated figure, character, and I think the figure here captures that really well. But of course, it's not a figure that will blow your mind, that will impress everybody, or really take attention on the shelf. It's not that good. If you can't relate to the Return of the Living Dead movies, then you should avoid Tarman here. But if you like me as a fan, I think you can very well go for the figure, because I think it really doesn't disappoint and it's a fun figure to have in a collection. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I'll be back soon.